Well, hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon, and me, Banshee, and it's me, Banshee, for my weekly Material Matters segment, your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. And hey, welcome to my pajama party today. It's Christmas Day, and I am going to be in my pajamas all day today. So, hey. So, Merry Christmas. I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas. Now we're gearing up for the big New Year's celebration. So, let's out with old 2021 and let's hope for a better 2022, right? Well, we'll start off with our oracle reading for today, and I'm using again the Seed and Sickle Oracle by Fez Inkwright. So there's two cards drawn, one for dusk and one for dawn. And let's see what this oracle has for us today. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Looking for a dawn card. I got one right away. It's Pimpernel. I'm going to put both cards out together before I read them, but this will be our dawn card. Very beautiful. Oh, and we got the dusk card right away. It's reversed, which is the way that they are read, but I'll turn it up right there. It's Oleander. Very interesting. All right. Okay, so let's start with the dawn card, Pimpernel, which I think was number 12. I'm pretty sure I saw that. 11, 12. Pimpernel. The Pimpernel is also known as the shepherd's weather glass, as it can both tell the time of day and foretell incoming weather. Its petals always close up at noon and will only open again if it's due to be sunny. Wow, how interesting. If rain is on its way, the flowers won't open at all. You find yourself in a position of not being certain which direction to take, but all the signs you need to make the right decision are there. You just need to trust in your ability to spot them. This is a very interesting one. So yeah, so you find yourself in this position of just not being sure of what to do, but you do have everything there. You are just focusing on some self-doubt. Let's see how the dusk card fits into this. And that was again, Oleander, number 32. Let's get the dusk book out. One page away. Oleander. May be beautiful, but its leaves are deathly dangerous and not to be underestimated. This card indicates a period of difficulty ahead. There may be a time of uncertainty looming, or a relationship may encounter a rocky patch. The important thing is not to make any hasty decisions. This is very interesting. In the heat of the moment, no matter how the situation may seem on the surface, consider every angle before deciding how to face it. Your emotions won't benefit you here. So on the one hand, we're saying you really have everything you need to make the proper decision, but you're hesitating. And on the other hand, it's saying it's dangerous to just move forward without thinking. So retrace your steps a little bit, your business decisions that you need to make, and just make sure that you are looking at even the smallest points, to make sure you are going to go in the right direction. Interesting reading from our Seed and Sickle Oracle. All right. All right, well, before we get started, as we usually do, I'll give you some astrological associations for the week ahead, except with one caveat, which I'll get to in a minute. So these readings are from December 26th into the new year, January 1st. The moon will be in Virgo Libra, and by January 1st, I think it'll be going from Sagittarius to Capricorn. It'll definitely be in Sag at one point, maybe all day. Problem is, I don't have my new calendar yet. So I can't give you the January 1st forecast per se. But I can tell you what's happening next week for the most part. December 26th, of course, in the UK and Canada is Boxing Day. Happy day for them. And then Kwanzaa begins on December 26th as well. December 28th, the planet Jupiter goes into the sign of Pisces. And of course, we know December 31st is the celebratory New Year's Eve, where we celebrate the changing of the year, and January 1st is New Year's Day. That I can be sure of. As for the other astrological stuff, not so sure for January 1st. It seems to me like we might be around new moon, so I don't know if that's going to be Saturday or Sunday next week. All right, let's get rolling with the readings for the elemental signs of the zodiac. Let's start with our friends, the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This reading is for you for the week ahead. And maybe there's a little extra here for you, being that we're nearing the new year. Just a little. All right. Air signs, let's see what we have for you for the week ahead. Look at that. Isn't that a perfect card in a way for the week before the new year, or that the new year is beginning on? It's the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is upright, and they're just looking off into the distance. They're looking off and projecting into the future. So your focus this week might be on that. Maybe you'll be having some higher level meetings where, excuse me, you will be discussing what is going to be happening, in the year ahead, projecting directions you want to go, new possible sales opportunities, business ventures to explore, investments. So, and for you students, where are you going in the year ahead? So what lies ahead for you? How best can you prepare for this focus, air signs? Well, okay. I think in this case, when I see the High Priestess like this reversed in this position, I feel like, this is a time to be practical. This is a time to be logical. This is a time to think about the future, in a more analytical sense as opposed to a more intuitive sense, using, your more outer resources rather than those deep spiritual inner guides and etc. So that's, I think, why the High Priestess is reversed in this position. Look at that, air signs. What about people this week? Everybody's still in a really great mood, maybe from the holidays. Maybe they have some hope for the future. Everything just seems very congenial, the atmosphere. People are optimistic, hopeful, and feeling the love, between each other. So I think this is a good week for working with others and counting on their support, their commitment, and their ideas. Okay, but ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement for you, or no movement at all? I kind of feel like this is going to be a stalemate week for you guys. This is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is upright. And I know this person feels trapped, but I kind of get the feeling the reason it's like that is, it's your end. everything is winding down now. And so you're kind of feeling, kind of caught up in all of that. And, this is really more a time for the planning than it is for the maybe reaping of rewards. This is a time to take stock too. A lot of people are, looking at their books, how everything turned out in the previous year. So it's more about that than actually profit and moving forward. So let's take a look. Oh, before we do though, and take a look at this again, I am going to look at the bottom card for you guys. And the bottom card is for the underlying things you need to think about in the year ahead as far as your material things go. And here we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is reversed. So I feel here that you need to watch how, the types of decisions you make in the year ahead. You need to truly think them out. Don't just rush to judgments or decisions on people or situations or material goods. I think it's really important for you to keep a level, logical head in all that you do in the year ahead. So that's my brief little outlook for you, projecting in the material realm, air signs, for the year ahead. Happy New Year to you. Let's move on and look at this again, really in retrospect. You are projecting. You are looking at the future. You are trying to figure out what is next for you, what will be developing in the year ahead. And you're doing that with your logical brain and not with, intuitive knowing, not with gut feelings. This is really like looking at your books, looking at the economic indicators and consumer things, and really deciding what you need to do to achieve success. People around you are all in and helping you with this. There's a very congenial, happy attitude. And so therefore, you're kind of stuck. You're not really moving forward this week per se, maybe on a more strategic level as opposed to a material level, which is good because with the King of Swords here reversed for 2022, it's indicating that this is exactly the type of thing you need to do. You need to focus on your analytical skills. You need to not go off half-cocked on things. You need to really do things with purpose, with focus, and with a clear vision, not just rushing headlong into things without thinking. And that's what I have for you, air signs, for the week ahead. And 2020. Hey, fellow fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This reading is for you for the week ahead. Let's see what's cooking out there. All right. Wow, this is really funny. Your focus for the week ahead is the High Priestess. There she is. Now she's upright for the fire signs. Well, that's all well and good, obviously. That means the opposite message for the air signs a little bit here, but also it's your focus. So your focus is to maybe do some visualization, some dreaming about where to go, what to do with your life in the year ahead, maybe, or in this week ahead. Where do you see things headed? If you have some important decisions to make, for example, this week, like you've gotten a call back saying you've got a job, you got a loan, or if you want it, you've been approved for something. So it's time for you to reason out or go with your gut if this is truly right for you before you sign on that dotted line. So use your gut feelings this week. That's the focus, is how can your gut help you determine the right course of actions to take. Oh my, I hope they're not going to all be in a row like this because I have the Lovers now reversed. The Lovers is reversed here. Sometimes, as we've said, these cards come up for a reason, back and forth like this in different people's readings. Some of the influences are still there, but they may mean something different for the different signs. So right now, your focus, how best to prepare for this focus is to to separate yourself from people who maybe are not sharing your mission. I don't know why, but I'm feeling that maybe it is time for you to consider, not necessarily do it because it's how to prepare for this focus. Maybe that's what you're going to be using your gut on, is who you need to truly be bringing in on these projects and goals of yours. Are your advisors truly looking out after your best interests? Do you need to switch up? Do you need to move your money into different accounts and different people managing them? So this is something to think about. We'll go over this in more detail at the end. I feel, want to see where this is going. And yeah, we're going to get the same cards, but in a different places perhaps. So what about people this week? Will there be help or hindrance? And I feel that people are ready to break free. Maybe, they feel more free now to offer suggestions and ideas to you. Or also, I wonder about this now because I'm looking at that with the Lovers reversed here. And I can't help but wonder if maybe some people are going to move away on their own. That maybe they have decided to move on. So let's see what that final outcome is, fire signs, before we make any rash judgments here. And it is a different card. It is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is reversed here. And so that's kind of a feeling of healing, a sense of finding the right maybe help or resources or support that you need ultimately by week's end. So this is really interesting. It does kind of tie together in a very interesting way, fire signs. Right now we're looking at, you using your intuition to help you decide what kind of moves and changes you may need to make. And it seems to be in regards to people you are working with in some capacity. Are your counselors and advisors at school treating you right? Do you feel like maybe you need to look for somebody else for some support? Do you feel here that, your economic advisors, your financial planners are doing the right thing by you, your tax people? Maybe it's time to switch up. Or maybe others have decided, we're not seeing eye to eye on stuff and maybe it's best that we move on. And so it might very well be that others in your sphere, that are working with you, whether it's partnerships, whatever, they may decide to move on or suggest you contact other people for help. And I think that's where the Five of Pentacles reversed comes in. You finally seem by week's end to hook up with people who can really offer you the kind of support you truly need, which is a good thing. So let's look at that bottom card for you guys. Oh, so interesting. For the year ahead, 2020, what could be underlying that you need to know for 2020? And look, it's the moon. Right. I guess you're not going to know. The moon is often about mystery, and intrigue. But I also feel here it might be saying it ties right into this high priestess energy a little bit, in that 2020 is a year where, you're going to be peering a lot beneath the surface of things. You're going to be looking at underlying intentions, reading body language, when you're talking to people, reading or looking at contracts, reading between the lines. This will serve you well in 2022. And that's what I have for you, fire signs. Good luck with that. Ooh, it's water. My friends, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This reading is for you. And man, am I dry. So I'm going to be grabbing some water. I want to give these cards a good shuffle. And hey, if any of those cards come up again, it's meant to be. I do find it interesting that even though we got a lot of repeat cards, that they were in the different inverse, however you want to say it, position. They were upright instead of reversed, reversed instead of upright. And the way it clicked for the fire signs was very, very interesting. So I do feel sometimes these things just happen for a reason. Other than bad shuffling. All right, let's see what we have for you. My producer has crossed his fingers. But meanwhile, What was that, Mr. Producer?
Slurp, slurp.
Oh, so, all right. Well, look at that, water signs. Your focus for the week ahead, the Nine of Wands. So it looks to me as though you're prepared for anything you face this week, and again, I didn't mention this with the other two readings, but remember, this is probably a shorter week for a number of us, holiday week with New Year's. And so, but, whatever's happening this week, you are prepared. Maybe, sometimes this card has the connotation of being prepared because you've already been through struggles and difficulties, and so you're gearing up for more. I'm not sure I see that yet. Let's take a look at this other card and see how best to prepare for that focus. Oh no, look at that. We have the Queen of Wands. You got fiery cards here, water. What's up with that? The Queen of Wands upright. So basically, you're preparing for action this week to make some nice aggressive moves, but in a more friendly way. The Queen of Wands is very charismatic, very congenial person. Everybody likes her enthusiasm and energy. It's not pushy. It's just swift and moving and gets things done. And so that's basically it. You're preparing to just get a move on. And it looks pretty exciting as far as possibly, I would say, career matters go. For those of you who maybe are starting new jobs in the new year, this is a real good, sign for you. What about people this week? Oh my goodness. Will there be cooperation? Well, there'll be movement. Surprise, surprise. Everybody, you know what? That Queen of Wands energy right there is contagious. It's going to infect, in a good way, everybody around you. Wow, it's awesome. They're on the move. They're doing the things that you need them to do. They're if you're expecting messages and things to come through for you, it's going to happen. Definitely going to happen. Ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you? Ten of Swords reversed. All right, so what does that mean in context here? Well, it's interesting because remember how I said in the beginning that you might have been coming out of some battle-weary situations? The Ten of Swords is reversed here. And so I feel that by week's end, if this is the case, if you've had some struggles this week, you're pushing past them and it's all behind you now. The sun is rising, the swords are coming out of the back there, and you are able to move forward now, just dusting yourself off, and whatever hits you took in the past are not going to affect your forward movement. Well, before we go through that, again, let's see what's up for you in the year ahead. All right. You know what? This whole thing almost is a lot of fire energy here, even with the chariot a little bit with all that movement. But the Page of Wands is here reversed for 2022. So let's talk about that just briefly. The Page of Wands is indicating, there might be some false starts this year. There might be some bad news. I hate to say that, but you got to be prepared for possible financial downturns. Well, maybe not so much financial downturns, but career downturns. And, just keep pushing through them, I feel, in a sense. Even though this is the weekly forecast, I get that feel because it is a fire energy card that, you're going to have to focus on pushing through some bad news, some delays, some possible disappointments in career matters. Perhaps maybe a promotion you wanted doesn't come through or something along those lines. So let's look at this in a total once more for you fire signs. Water signs. You are prepared. You are prepared for anything that comes your way. And if you have been coming off of losses or defeats recently, you're better armed and you're ready. You're more ready for whatever it is that's going to be coming your way. And the good news is the Queen of Wands is here to back you up on that, water signs, because you are showing your best charismatic qualities. You are showing your enthusiasm and optimism to others, despite whatever difficulties you may have faced. You're encouraging them now that we can do this. We can move forward on whatever it is we're ready to tackle, and they're all in. They're moving it forward for you. They're pushing forward. They're grabbing the reins for you almost. They're literally taking the lead. I'm not telling you have to sit back, water signs, but just know you have some strong support around you this week. And ultimately, I feel that by week's end, there is some recovery. There is definitely a recovery and a feeling that you will be moving forward now to brighter days. But of course, as I've said, 2022, you're going to have to watch you're going to have to watch for some slip ups, some maybe the possibility, when I think of the Page of Wands, it could be missed opportunities. Keep your eye on things in 2022. Don't let opportunities for growth and advancement pass you by. I'm almost wondering if that is the caveat here with that card. I'm going to leave it at that, water signs, because I do think you need to keep eyes wide open. Otherwise, you may miss some key signals, some key messages that could lead you to success. So that's what I have for you for next week and a little glimpse into the year ahead. Okay. Hey, Earth signs. Ready to stomp on the competition this week? Ah. All right. Let's see what the cards have in store for you. Earth signs. Oh, by the way, did I say Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? I probably did not. My apologies there. But often my producer has my back on my little faux pas. All right, so the Four of Cups is reversed as your focus, Earth signs. What the heck here? Actually, I always think this card is pretty good when reversed. I look at it as now opportunities are starting to open up for you again. That cup over here that you were just thinking about, you've decided to grab a hold of now and start moving forward. So your focus this week is on moving forward on some opportunity that maybe you had been dragging your heels about. How best can you prepare for that focus? Well, how about with the Page of Pentacles upright, Earth signs? I'd say yes. So this indicates to me that, this new opportunity may be coming through something a message you get. Maybe you find out from somebody or some place that there's a job opportunity. Maybe, you get a message that they want to call you in for an interview, or that you've gotten a job, or congratulations, you're getting a promotion or a raise in pay. This looks very promising financially, good financial news, maybe some good return on an investment. And for you students out there, looks like a good fresh start for you, happening this week. Wow. What about people around you? Cooperation or conflict? You've got the devil. The devil's in the details here, but the devil's reversed. And so I feel people here are going that extra mile for you. Actually, they're overcoming any obstacles that are in the way of success. So maybe some investors or some tax preparers, etc., are cutting through some red tape for you. It just seems as though they are just plowing through things and overcoming anything that could be a stumbling block towards success. That's really awesome. Ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all? Hey, you guys are ending the week with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is upright. I feel about that Queen of Swords that ultimately by week's end, there's a lot for you to process. There's a lot for you to think about. Look at her there. She's got, that hand to her head. She's thinking. And she's thinking about where all of this is taking her. What does the future hold? What will be happening? And, and especially by week's end, it's possible that all of this is leading up to some sort of big decisions that you have to make. And the Queen of Swords is, somebody who is certainly putting her best foot forward in making the right, fair, objective decisions, because remember, the decisions that you make often affect more people than just you. Well, what about 2022 for you? That's really interesting. I've got the same message I had for the water signs. You've got the Page of Wands reversed. I think they had that there. So, again, I feel like in 2022, keep your eye on what's going on. There may be some opportunities that come knocking at your door, whether they're, with your investments, maybe like, for example, you've got your eye off of the economic indicators and you could have moved some money before a major downturn happened and you didn't. To me, though, when I see the Page of Wands, I think more career oriented than maybe out and out financial matters. So watch out for that in the career realm. Maybe job opportunities that you should go for that, maybe you feel a certain level of comfort where you are. And then later you realize, no, I don't need to go for that. And then by year's end, you're kind of sorry you didn't explore those opportunities. Just remember, sometimes when opportunity comes knocking, doesn't come back again. So it's just an admonition or a reminder to pay attention so you don't miss out on something that you could truly benefit by. So again, right now, this next week, you are going to be focusing on, you're going to be grabbing for some cup there. You're going to be grabbing for some opportunity that does present itself this week. And it looks like it might bring financial good news. You'll accept a job offer. You'll accept a promotion. Who wouldn't accept a raise in pay? So I'm not even going to go there. For you students out there, you might be accepting some type of internship or, opportunity to, take on a course of study. Maybe something opened up and you're able to get into the class you wanted. And people around you, they're removing all the obstacles in your way to success this week. It's kind of like they are taking control and they, maybe not so much control, but they are taking, they're using their skills to just say, hey, we want to win this, and anything we can do to make your path easier, we're going to do it. And ultimately, by week's end, it leaves you making some very critical decisions that will assure your future success. And finally, in 2022, like I've said, just pay attention, earth signs, that you do not miss out on opportunities when they present themselves. That's what I have for everybody this week. Good luck, earth signs. Good luck, everybody. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, prosperous new year. I just want to say that right now. Let's hope 2022 is so much better than the last 2 years, and we can start getting back to really more of a semblance of normalcy. All right, so don't forget to watch Mr. O's Goth Tarot every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Dang it! At 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to make myself a little note on this because, the brain just doesn't work. Sorry, Mr. O. So that is the message on the shadow side of your life. We have to see what's going on there so that we don't act out inappropriately. And so ultimately, then we have more shows all the time. New Year's Eve, we are doing a past life show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like we did our Christmas show.
Come as you were.
Our Christmas Eve show. And so we plan to have a rather interesting past life reading for everybody. So do come to this show. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then, of course, Mr. O, that same day in the morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is his Emotional Exchanges video. Do catch that so you can find out what's going on in the love department. And finally, on New Year's Day, I want to make the announcement. We will not be doing happy hour. It's another day off for us because we deserve one. And we're, of course, doing the special show on the Friday night before. So, hey, everybody, take care. Stay safe out there. And I wish you all a very happy New Year. Bye-bye.